Wonderful morning to all dear students. This is Pamna Ajwani, your English teacher. Welcome you students back. It's been a week that we haven't studied anything. Okay, so I hope that you all have gone through the revision. You all have understood all the concepts. And not only this, I'm expecting that you all have even completed the notes which I had given for lesson 3 of English Reader. Students, it's a humble request for you all to kindly upload the notes on the Google Drive link which is shared to you. Do not send an email of the notes to the respective teachers. And I hope that you all have quite done it earlier. So I hope that work is, I'm assuming that work is going to be finished. Sooner, I'm going to also display the list of the students who have completed what kind of, if their notes are incomplete or if their notes are complete, that list will also be shared with you. So it's a request for you all dear students to kindly complete all your to complete the notes and upload it on the drive. The assignments and the worksheets which were sent earlier, please upload it again on the drive so that I can do the checking and I can upload it back again. For some students I have done the checking. You all can see the drive. For some I'll be starting soon. Okay, so without wasting much time, do you all remember where did we end our previous video? Yes, we were continuing with YLE, right? So today also we are going to do with our YLE, that is objective first textbook. So quickly take your textbook and open on page number 28 and take a pencil and an eraser in your hand, students. You can pause the video, get your textbook and be ready. Yes, students. So we start with unit 4 on page number 28, endangered. Now when we talk about endangered, okay, you all can look into the picture also. We're going to study about species like animal species. So we have always heard in science students about endangered and extinct species. So what's the difference between endangered and extinct? I want you all to think. Yes, endangered means the species who are not extinct. Extinct means end, which no longer exist. So endangered means the species which are not extinct, but they are at the threat of extinction. That is coming to an end. For example, wild ass, or we can say crocodile. These are the endangered species. And what is meant by extinct species, students? Extinct species means the animal species which no longer exist today. They are over, they are end. For example, dinosaurs. They are not alive today. Okay, they are the extinct species. So we are going to study in this unit about some endangered species. So we have the exercise 4.1 related to our endangered species. A few question 1 and it's 2 is completely about the endangered species. So let us go through and solve one by one, students. First thing, you need to match the animal or the bird with the correct photo. So on the top, students, you have certain animal species. Those are all the endangered species. And if you see for each endangered species, you have a number given like 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and below over here, okay, there are names which are given of those endangered species. You have to identify from the photo which species is that. So they see now they have given you the number. So you're going to, so if suppose tiger shark, okay, so from the picture which endangered species is tiger shark, you're going to write number 1 in front of that or number 2, whatever is the number of that endangered species. So let us solve it together. Tiger shark, so it is number 3. You're going to write 3 over here. I'm just circling here, but there you will write number 3. Next, orang utan, which is the animal species from here, it is number 6. So you're going to write 6. Polar bear, which one, students? Can you identify? It is the first one. So you're going to write number 1. Snow leopard. It is number 4. Thick-billed parrot. We can see over here in the picture itself. So it is number 2. And last one, koala, it is number 5. Okay, students. So you have to just write the numbers over here and you have to identify which endangered species, the name of it, and you have to write the number in front of it. Now in question number 2, there are these sentences, okay, which includes words which are used in connection with animals today. Use an English dictionary to look up the meaning of the words in bold and then match A to E with 1 to 5. Okay, there are certain sentences which are given to you and you have to find the connections of A to E in 1 to 5. And they have told you that you have to find the meaning of this in your English dictionary. Now, if you look at the words which are in the bold, students, the meaning is quite easy. Okay. So what we will be doing is we will be matching those A to E with 1 to 5. So in front of A to E, you will write number. For example, A. Arctic animals are now in danger because of, we can say, 1. So you will write 1 over here. Okay, I'm just giving you an example. It is not the answer. Now we'll go to discussing the answer. Arctic animals are now endangered because of, read from 1 to 5, students. You can pause the video, students, anytime and you can read it. And then you can check the answers when I'm telling it in the video. Arctic animals are now endangered because of ice melting due to global warming. So it is number 3. So over here you will write number 3. Next, cutting down the trees where animals live is dash. It is habitat destruction. You're destroying their livelihood. Okay, you're cutting down the trees and you're destroying their livelihood. So it is called habitat destruction. So it is number 1. Next, many animals suffer when rivers and streams. Why do animals suffer, students? Because they are being polluted by factories, because many of the factories are such, students, which throw away their entire toxic waste in the rivers and seas, and because of which animals have to suffer. So it is number 4. D. There are very few Bengal tigers left because of it is because of the rising sea levels which is affecting the coastal areas of Bangladesh. So it is number 2. And last, some animals such as white rhino are facing extinction because people hunt them for their horns. So it is number 5. Okay, students, I hope that you all have done. Now, we'll move to question number 3. Skim text A to E opposite on the opposite page. Okay, page number 29 of your textbook. They all come from a very one common source, and you have to tell that which do you think it is. So students, you all are going to read these texts A to E. You all are going to pause the video, you all are going to read, and then you have to tell that whether it is an encyclopedia, whether it is article, it is a brochure, or it is a novel. So whatever it is, you have to tell. So you are going to pause the video, students. I cannot pause it for such a long time because you have to read that, and it is, and I'm discussing, it is a article. So you're going to put a tick on article. Question number 4. You will find that some of the texts are quite similar. Similar means same. It is important that you find the information that actually answers the question. So read the text opposite and answer the following for practice. Which person went to the zoo with a relative? Now, for this question, students, they have said that you will have the relatives which are mentioned and underlined or highlighted with, they are highlighted with yellow color. Now you will say, Miss, there are 3 texts, that is text C, D and E, which is highlighted with yellow. So all 3 is the answer, but no, students. Okay, no, you have to specifically tell that which relative is the person gone to the zoo. So it should be, the relative should be of that person only. Now in this C, D and E, there are 2 texts which tells that the author is going with the relative of his friend or some other person. So that is not going to be answer. So you have to read and you have to tell which is the correct one. So it is text E. It is text E. I'm sorry, I'm not able to do it. So it is text E. Okay. B. Which person thought the zoo has value for money? Value for money. That which text says that the zoo should have a money for the entrance because of the beautiful. It could be anything like for the saving of the animals, or for keeping the animals, or for both watching or seeing the zoo or the animals into it. So again, you all are going to read the text and you all are going to answer the question. I'm not displaying, I'm not telling the answer right now. I'll be displaying afterwards, but it is important that you pause the video and you read the text and answer the questions. Now read questions 1 to 10. So these are your questions number 1 to 10. Okay. And find the answers in texts A to E. As I told you, I'm repeating again, students. This is the 3rd time I'm repeating. You have to read all the texts from A to E and you have to answer the questions. Now, when you think that you have found the words that give you the answer, underline them. You can underline the text and you can write the number of the text. For example, if suppose number 1, which person says visitor can decide on the animal they want to support? So in which text it is mentioned, the answer is mentioned, you will write the number of that text. For example, suppose it is mentioned in A. So I will write over here in the bracket A. Remember, students, use pencil. Okay. So I'll discuss the answers for this with you all, students, so that you all can find and you all can understand. Now, which person says visitor can decide on the animal they want to support? So which text it is? It is text C. If I tell everything right now, you will not read the text. So you are going to read the text. You are going to write the answers with pencil, and when I display the answer key for it, you are going to cross check it. And if you get something wrong, students, you are going to go back to the text again. You are going to read, understand, and then you will get to know which is why it is a correct option. So for this also, I will be displaying the answer later. Now we move to the 5th question. Do you think zoos are a good way for saving endangered species? If you agree, you have to tell the reason why. And if you do not agree, you also have to tell the reason why not. So for me, students, now see, you will have your own answers. I'm just discussing. You don't have to write it anywhere. So it's a discussion. I feel that yes, zoo is a very good way for saving the endangered species. Because instead of making them as an extinct species, it is important to preserve them, to keep them in zoo so that they are being saved from the hunters and from the hunting of the people or from the Adivasis. Okay, so I prefer that yes, saving the endangered species or keeping them in zoos is really very important and it is very good. So remember students, when such open-ended questions are asked, you just don't have to answer yes or no. If you answer yes, you have to tell the reason for it. Or if you are answering no, you also have to specify the reason for it. Next, what do you think of the zoos mentioned in the articles? So you have to tell what it is. Yes, the zoo, like in Article D, which says that the animals kept in the zoo are worth seeing. They are very useful. They are very good. So it should have value. It should have a money for it for the entrance. So I completely agree with that Article D. So it's up to you students. Whichever article you agree, you have to give an explanation for that. Next, have you ever been to a zoo? What was it like? So if you have been to a zoo, so you can mention it. It's about mentioning your experience. I have been a zoo and it was very interesting to see many animals or many animal species whom I have not seen till now. And you can mention the way they preserve, they keep them in the zoo, they take care of them. It's very useful, it's very good for them. So you can mention it about your own experiences. Now, question number 6. Which words are related to A to J that are occurred in textbooks in text A to E? Now students, word formation. Now always remember over here, prefixes and suffixes. So this word tradition, suppose they have given you the hint that this word tradition you will find in text A, and you have to see it could be traditional, it could be untraditional. So you have to identify that word from text A and you have to write that word over here. So let's do an example for the first one and rest will be your homework. Now for example, tradition. Okay, they have said that it is in the text A. So you have to read the text and you have to identify that where is the word tradition. So it's over here on the fourth last line. There are no traditional zoo. So you see tradition was given and here it is a suffix al is added. So you're going to write traditional over here in front of the word tradition. You can write it here, traditional. So in similar way, you will find the words from these words in your text. That is, alphabet is also given, that you have to go in that text and in that text you have the word. So you have to write that word. For example, danger. Again, it is in text A, it is endangered. You have to find it. Now, turn your textbooks to page number 30. So, what are we going to do over here? We have studied as and like. Okay, do you all remember? It's related to some of the figure of speech that we have studied. Just think, students. Yes, it is the figure of speech is simile, right? So we are going to study today, students, what is the difference between as and like. Now, where do we use as? As is used to refer or it is used to show a person's profession. For example, I am working as a doctor, or I am working as a teacher for 3 sisters or for 3 years. Okay. So as is used to show the person's profession. Next, where do we use like? Like is used to show either similarity or comparison. Yes, so like is used for comparison or for similarity. For example, they are like cute teddy bears or they are like cute kittens. Okay. Now, they have said like and such as can be used to mean, they can be used to mean something. For example, different animals like gorillas or things like global warming. Okay. Now students, it is very important for you all to understand over here, fourth point. Some verbs can be followed by as. Okay, what verbs means? The actions. Okay, for example, I had always regarded them as overpriced. Yes, some verbs they follow after as. So over here you can see first is as and then is the verb overpriced. Or they have mentioned that other verbs of this type also know, they are known as be known, or they are described. I have always regarded them, or I have always described them as. And as is normally followed by a subject and verb, while like is always always followed by a noun or a pronoun. Now for example, do as I did and take a picnic. So over here, do is the subject. Okay. Sorry students. As is followed by a subject. So over here, do as I did and take a picnic. So over here, after as, this is the subject. So what is the subject? I did and take a picnic. And next one, it actually felt like a real rainforest. Okay. So like is always followed by a pronoun or a noun. Okay. So the real rainforest is nothing but it's a noun. So it is always, the like is always followed by the pronoun. This fifth point is really very important, students, to understand the like and as. I repeat, as we use to show someone's profession. For example, I'm working as an engineer for 2 years. Okay, and like is used to show the similarity or the comparison. And remember, as is always, or it is normally followed by the subject and the verb of a sentence, and like is followed by the noun or a pronoun which is there in the sentence. Now we need to solve this exercise question number 2 of like and as. So let us do it together. Now complete these following sentences using as, like, or nothing as appropriate. Or nothing means if as and like is not required, students, you will just put a dash. Okay. Now the large cat looked like a cheetah. Okay, it's showing a comparison, so it is like a cheetah. Next, I know it sounds, I don't feel students, there can be no like or as, so you're just going to put a normal dash. I know it sounds foolish, but I want to buy a tiger. Next, you can work. Again, there is no required for like and as, you have to put a dash. You can work full time in the zoo, souvenir shop. Fourth one. The new penguin area is very big. It's like an Olympic swimming pool. Fifth, she could photograph the animal just like a professional. He went to the fancy dress party dressed as a gorilla. Petty regarded his cat as a member of the family. How did Petty regarded his cat? As a member of the family. So as is always followed by the verb and the subject in the sentence. Okay. Now, these are the key transformations exercise that we usually do it as the homework. So today we are going to discuss and do it over here itself. Okay. So complete the second sentence so that it has a similar meaning to the first sentence while using the word given. That is your hint over here in bold. Do not change the word given. You must use between 2 and 5 words including the word given. So you should not go more than 2 or 5 words. So let us do it, students. According to the brochure, the zoo was a perfect place to spend the day. And the second part is the zoo was dash a perfect place to spend the day. So the zoo was described in the brochure as. So your answer will be described in the brochure. The spelling of brochure is there in the question itself, students. Do not make a mistake. The zoo was described in the brochure as a perfect place to spend the day. Second, in my house, we store our bikes in the garage. In my house, we dash for our bikes. So, in my house, we use the garage as storage for our bikes. So, the answer is use the garage. Spelling of garage is again there in the sentence, in the question. Use the garage as storage. Storage, we are using the hint words also which is given to you. Next, you can pause the video, students. You can write the answer and then you can move ahead. I cannot wait for such a long time. Third, Sweet taught small children in a school in Sydney before returning to the UK. So, Sui dash of small children in a school in Sydney before returning to the UK. So, answer is Sui was working as a teacher. She taught small children. So, it means she's a teacher. So, Sui was working as a teacher. As a teacher. Fourth, my friend whose name is Admin is usually called Fuzz at college. So my friend Edmund dash Fuzz at college. So what can be the answer? So my friend Edmund is usually known as. Spelling of known is there over here, students. Is usually known as Fuzz at college. Next, they heard what they thought was a barking dog. Was a dog barking. So second part of the sentence, students, they heard dash a dog barking. Think, students, what is the answer for it? They heard what sounded like WHAT, okay? What sounded like a dog barking. Next, my uncle would call my dog the wolf when he used to visit. So, second part of the sentence, my uncle would dash the wolf when he used to visit. So, my uncle would refer to my dog as, okay, my uncle would refer to my dog as the wolf when he used to visit. Now we move on to the next question on page number 31. So we move on to the question number 4, that is compound adjectives. Now what are compound adjectives? Now compound adjectives are the adjectives which has two parts, and the two parts, the speciality of compound adjective is they are written with a hyphen. So let us see some examples of it, students. Yes, so here is the example. Now you would say, Miss, why it is important to put a hyphen in the compound adjectives? Now, we will go through this example and we will understand that why it is important, or what is the importance of the hyphen in compound adjectives. I saw a man eating alligator. Okay. Second, I saw a man eating alligator. So we'll take the second one. Okay. I saw a man eating alligator. Over here, students, there is no hyphen. Okay, there is no hyphen in between. So what the sentence means that I have seen a man who is eating an alligator, who is eating the alligator. Now, here we take the first one. I saw a man eating alligator. So what is the, here you can see there is hyphen. So what it is describing, it is describing that he is a man eating alligator. He is describing the character of the man, that he is a man eating alligator. I repeat again for you all to understand. We go back to the first example. I saw a man eating. We say, I saw a beggar begging, or I saw a beggar eating cat. So what is understood? That the beggar is eating the cat. Okay. Then I say, I saw a beggar eating cat. I have written beggar dash eating, or a hyphen. So when I'm putting a hyphen over there, I'm describing about the personality of that person, of that beggar, that he's a beggar he's cat eating man. Or we take this one, I saw a man eating alligator. Man eating means the man is describing about the character of that man, that he is a man eating, he eats. What type of alligator he is? He is a man eating alligator. So these compound adjectives, the hyphen can make a huge difference in the meaning. And compound adjectives, they appear before a noun in the sentence and they act as a single idea. For example, if I say left-handed, so left-handed person, we say he's a left-handed person. It means that he's the left-hand person. He's doing everything with his left hand. Okay, so that is what is compound adjectives. That is what is compound adjectives. Now this A, B, C, D, we will not be doing it today. We'll be doing it in the next video. Okay. Now, your another homework, students, is question number 6. Now what you are supposed to do is, you need to complete the sentences from A to H by using one of the time expressions above. So you have to select the expressions from here and you need to complete the blanks. We'll discuss the first one and rest one is going to be your homework. Now, we all went into the aquarium dash through the automatic gate. So you have to select the answer from this box only, students. So we all went into the aquarium one at a time. Okay, one at a time through the automatic gate. So you will be having the homework, students. Now I'll display the answers for you all so that you all can understand how you're supposed to write in your book. Here I'm displaying the answers, students. I'm scrolling down. You all can make a note of the answers by pausing the video. All the answers I have discussed, I have mentioned into this. You all are going to read the text. Okay, students, reading the text is very, very important because in the examinations, you will have to read the text and you will have to answer. So just don't rely on these answers only. You will first read, you will make a note of the answers and then cross check with my answers which I am displaying on the screen. These answers also I have given over here. Okay. Yes. The part of compound adjectives and the writing folder 2 about essays we'll be doing in the next video, students. Yes, I hope that you all have got the answers. That's it, students. Thank you for today's class. We'll meet again and yes, continue to be at home and be safe at home. Once again, thank you, students.